Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Stephanie, your ADU strategist, and today I wanted to kick off the ADU Lens series. And what this series is going to be all about is each week I am going to be going over an ADU potential property. This can be a property that's listed for sale or a property that is currently owned by an investor. So if this sounds like something that you'd be interested in me doing for you, feel free to DM me or message me, and you can send me the property address, and I'm going to analyze it in front of you guys, and showing you guys what I do on the back end, how we analyze the portfolio, how we maximize highest and best use, and what are some of the hacks, tips, and tricks that we look out for. And then obviously at the end of the video, of each video, I will be determining whether this property has ADU potential, and if it does, what would be the best ADU play. Hope you guys enjoy this. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode or series of the ADU Lens, where I go over properties and analyze them with you and see how much ADU potential that property has. So today we have one which is in Long Beach once again. And I really like the fact that I'm highlighting Long Beach because, as I mentioned in my previous video, if you are a first-time investor, first-time buyer who is looking at buying with the intention of building, I think looking at cities or buying in a city where they have a pretty streamlined process really already helps you save so much time and therefore money. So the property that we have today is on Palo Verde Avenue in Long Beach, and it actually needs some work, the property itself. So this would be I would say like a light rehab plus ADU evaluation. And that's something that I also consider when I'm searching for properties, either for myself or for other investors. And so here we have 3 bed, 2 bath. uh, the square footage versus the lot size tells me that there is a lot of room for potential, but we'll see what it looks like on Can I Build. Now, I just wanted to quickly show you guys the pictures of the interior of the property and kind of what I see. It has really nice original hardwood flooring, but I would definitely get rid of the popcorn ceiling, do a full paint, switch up some fixtures. So you don't have to actually spend a whole lot. I would say the kitchen and the bathrooms will probably be where you spend most of your money. But as you can see, there's a lot of potential to really add value to this property, let alone the ADU play. So the property itself has a lot of potential, right? Looks like they tried doing some light, very light rehab, but doesn't need a whole lot, right? On the main property. Now, the house itself, or the ADU potential, looks like there's like a bonus room here, and the detached garage. So we may be able to look at the possibility of adding two, but let's see what that really looks like from a different perspective. So as I showed you guys last time, I will go on Can I Build? And I'm actually doing a podcast. Hopefully, I'll be doing a podcast with them. I have a call scheduled, so that we can really show you guys how to use Can I Build, especially for builders, architects, and people in the space who are really working with clients and helping them navigate through these options. So as we look at the lot size, the way the property sits looks like, yeah, I was kind of anticipating what I thought would be either adding to the property itself, so possibly a junior ADU with the ADU play. I will say if it's an investment property, the junior ADU sometimes is a little bit tricky because you do still need certificate of occupancy, meaning you can't technically rent it out if you're not going to be living there. But not to say that there isn't any potential at all. So what it looks like, let's see here. Usually this site tells you if it's in if any of these hazard areas, or if the lot's affected in any way. Not for this one, but I just want to show you guys. That was kind of cool to showcase for other specific properties that may have that. So now let's really look at the property itself. I want to say that this patio here can probably be converted, not all of it, but maybe a portion of it, is what I would do. And that's very easy to tear down because it's just an enclosed patio with the majority of it being windows. You also have the garage, which I would definitely convert. So you have the possibility of converting the garage and possibly doing the junior ADU attached to the main property. Mm, One thing to also look out for is if there's any alley access. Looks like this one's very close to the corner lot, which is good. There is alley access, so that's a plus. This is definitely a good one, unlike last week where you couldn't even fit anything. So as you guys can see, you could definitely turn this property from a single family into a triplex. And now let's just run some numbers. Let's say you convert the you rehab the main property and then you convert this space into a junior ADU and you convert the garage. Now you have 3 doors. And if we look at what recent sales are going for this property, let's see. This is kind of like the legwork that I do on the back end to get a glimpse of what that potential ARV would look like. So the property is a 3-bed plus, and it's a single family house. We're going to look at everything that has sold within half a mile because typically that's what an appraiser looks at. And so there's 28 matches. Now let's see what properties are selling that are very similar in square footage and lot size to this property, right? This is the one that we're comparing. For a more turnkey is what we're looking for to kind of get that evaluation. So here's one that's a little bit better, right? Still needs some work, some outdated stuff, but it sold for $918 back in probably one of the most recent ones. Yeah. So close of escrow was actually in July for that one. Very similar comp, and not a whole lot of work was done. So it's safe to say that it's probably worth close to that right now as it is. Now, this one here has a 4-bedroom, right? So if we're adding the junior ADU plus the ADU, now you're kind of understanding, okay, well, maybe it'll be worth this much if I do the junior ADU because we're adding an additional bedroom and bathroom and similar square footage as well. So that's what the ARV would sort of look like with the rehab of the main property plus the junior ADU. Now, if you do the junior plus the ADU, let's see what that looks like. And what's difficult about that is that there's not a whole lot of data, meaning there's not a whole bunch of properties that have sold with an ADU and a junior ADU. So when it comes to that ARV, which everybody wants to know, this is why it's so difficult to figure it out because there's different types. We don't have enough sales to compare it to, right? There's a lot of them being built, but not a lot of them being sold. So what I usually look at is the price per square foot in that neighborhood. And that will usually give me a good indication of what that future ARV could be, which, conservatively, I'll use 30 to 50% of that on conservatively. Some people will go with 100%. Again, it just depends on the location. So here's this one that has sold. It looks like it was completely turnkey. They only have one picture, so can't really see the condition, but the price itself just shows you, okay, properties around that neighborhood that are turnkey ready are selling for 950 to 1,100,000 roughly. So yeah, that property, I mean, has the potential of probably being close to like this one here, closer to the 1.1, 1.3 range after adding, the junior ADU and the ADU, you're probably going to be closer to this square footage. And so you're kind of taking a guesstimate, right, on what are the recent sales, what are other properties with similar square footage. Maybe we can even look at properties that have sold with an ADU, but I bet you there's not going to be any. So I'm going to do that. Right now there's 28 properties now with an ADU. Properties that have sold with an ADU, yes, 0. And so it's, you kind of have to manually go through each one and see which one would be something that you can compare to. And there's a lot of work that goes on in the back end, and that's kind of how my process goes as far as looking at the cost approach, you know, from an appraiser's lens. And I'm not an appraiser, but I have appraiser friends. So typically what an appraiser looks at on an evaluation standpoint, especially in residential, is the cost approach, the income approach, and the most popular one is the sales approach. They're going to look at anything that has sold within the last 6 months within a half a mile radius from the property that you're comparing to. And so that right here, half a mile, that really helps us create a framework. And I kind of follow that same blueprint when trying to compare what an ADU would sell for after the completion of the ADUs, right? Or what it would really be evaluated at. You don't necessarily have to sell it, right? But that's usually not the exit that we're looking for. But most people want to know, well, what is that evaluation going to look like? And then how can I leverage that equity after the evaluation so that I can rinse and repeat the process? And so I would say to the person who is interested in this property, definitely has a lot of potential. I like the fact that it has alley access, that it's close to the corner. I don't see any power lines that are sort of like crossing the property. And yeah, I mean, other than that, also it's in a great location, very close to Cal State Long Beach, or not Cal State Long Beach, the city, Long Beach City College. Great school district near hospitals. So this would be just a great, not only ADU potential, but also like a midterm, you know, with it, or you can cater to college students. So yeah. Other things that I'll show you guys on the next series is going to be the different tools that this allows me to use, and I'll go in a little bit more depth of what we should really be looking at as far as like hidden cost that sometimes we may overlook when we're out, you know, property searching. So I hope this helps, and let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you guys have any properties you'd like me to analyze and give you my take on from an ADU lens perspective, just reach out to me. You can shoot me a DM. You can go to stephsellsadu.com and submit the property details, and then I will go ahead and shoot a video for you. All right. I'll see you guys soon.